I just got back from seeing Wicked finally, and I got to say, man, I'm really impressed. I really had a blast with this movie. I didn't know what I was gonna get going, and I honestly didn't have the highest of expectations for it because I'd never seen the musical. I like musicals, I just hadn't seen Wicked in my life, and I was thinking, like, you know what, I don't know, humanizing a villain, we've seen it, can it be done? It can be done. It can be done really well cinematically. Like, this movie is beautiful, and what I love about it the most is that it feels like it moves and acts like a play. It doesn't lose that play energy, but it never felt like it was lost in the translation of the edit of the movie. This felt like a movie as well. It was cinematic, it was beautiful to look at, the camera work was stylish, it worked, the musical numbers themselves actually like, propelled the plot forward instead of like stopping it. That's one good mark of a musical is like when you know the movie doesn't stop, the story doesn't stop, the story feels like it progresses with the music rather than just comes to a grinding halt. Not only was the music great, but just in general, the story was awesome. I really liked how the story moved because I found myself very attached to the characters. I really loved exploring this friendship that forms between the Wicked Witch, or I shouldn't call her that, but like the main character. Cynthia Erivo as Alphaba is great. She really owns this role and she brings so much humanity to it because there's something like when seeing her, I don't just see the Wicked Witch, and I really like that this movie, especially the first half, does a great job at humanizing her in a way that feels really tangible and you're really with her for this journey, and I really appreciated that. Ariana Grande is a great counterpoint. She is also awesome in this movie. The way their opposites really works too, it really bounces well off of the characters because these two, they start off very different, but you watch their friendship form, and I'm a sucker for stuff like that. Movies about just a friendship that can be kind of broken or fractured, or a friendship that can be explored in the origins of that and the complexities in that, and I thought this movie did a brilliant job with that. There's one scene in this movie, it's one of my favorite scenes of the entire year. Like, genuinely, it was just a perfectly constructed moment that showed the bond between the two main leads, and just it made me tear up. And that was before the musical of that scene even started, and then that happened, and I was just like, oh. I also think this is just kind of an important movie. I really enjoy how it explores its themes and messages, and it's something I would love to show my kids if I ever had them in the future. The movie also gets kind of dark at times. There's some moments that made me kind of gross me out. I was like, ooh, that's a little rough. I didn't expect it to go there in Wicked, of all things. Again, probably because I haven't seen the musical, so that's my fault. I'll say it made for some fun in this movie because I didn't know where it was going. I will say there's some things that I did call, admittedly, but I didn't mind that. I didn't mind that it was predictable because I felt like that was where the story should have gone. And I will say the one thing about this movie is that it admittedly is part one, so there are some beats and character moments that I feel are kind of missing, or at least just not expanded upon yet. All the comparisons to use, I didn't expect to use Dune, but it's a good comparison because I think it's kind of like when you see Dune part one and you don't have part two yet, so you're like, yeah, this stuff is good, but like, I still know there's more to come. So you're kind of reserving the love to throw at part one until part two comes out to see if it all, comes together by the end. I say that, but even then, I do ultimately enjoy how this movie wraps up. I still really dig the final few moments of this film. It hit me in the emotions, it hit me where I lived. I really enjoyed how it stayed focused on what it was trying to tell about friendship, but also the importance of knowing when to just stand your ground, even if it's in opposition of someone close to you or a friend of yours. It's an important lesson to hold in a movie, especially for kids, and I like that this lesson is in here. I just felt the wonder with this movie. It has a great sense of imagination and just awe to it. As mentioned, they're out of school, so you get kind of like almost a vibe of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone in a way. Just that feeling of wonderment, that childhood wonder. It feels like a fantasy world that's very out there and imaginative and cool. I thought the world building was great. I really enjoyed just the world of Oz in general, and each iteration is different in its own unique way. This one's no exception. I really dug this take on the world of the Wizard of Oz universe. My favorite part of the movie was the first half. I really enjoyed a lot of the setup and a lot of the world building with that because that was where we were really sitting down with the characters, getting to know them at the school. The last half of the movie is definitely where it feels like, alright, this is definitely like a part one, but it's still really good. Good enough to where I can forgive it even leading into a part two so heavily. I love the characters of Wicked. I like the world of Wicked. I really enjoyed the direction, the style, the atmosphere, the music. Yeah, it's a part one, sure, but hey man, when you can earn it, you can earn it, and I'm excited to see part two. And World War II musicals came out this year that both try to explore the complexities of villainy and the sympathy we apply to that. I didn't expect it. We'll be walking out going like, yeah, you know what? Wicked, that's the one to remember. But man, I really liked it. I love this movie. Wicked was a blast. What did you guys think of it? Thank you so much for watching Scatterbrain Reviews. Do you think it holds up to the live version of it, the live performances you have seen of Wicked? You excited for part two? Do you think the movie holds up? I really dug it. Thank you so much for watching Scatterbrain Reviews. I will see you next time.